Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Football Special Live. Catch all this afternoon's goals from around the UK and Europe. Not too many in Europe, actually. There's a little bit of Italian football on. There was an Italian football game that has already finished, actually, in Serie A. Udinese 2, Torino 2. And we've had an early goal. A big early goal as well, if you're a Cardiff City supporter. Watford 0, Cardiff 1. Callum Robinson in the first minute, putting Cardiff in the lead, and Cardiff, they need 3 points today, if at all possible. It was a good shot from the edge of the penalty area as well, to the keeper's left-hand side. Keeper no chance. We just had another goal go in as well. Cheltenham 1, Notts County 0. Goal scorer to follow on that one. There was a 2:30 kickoff in the Premier League. It was Manchester City away at Leicester. Didn't take too long before Manchester City got on the score sheet. The goal scorer was, I will tell you in a second. Swansea 0, Luton 1. Carlton Morris on 5 minutes, giving Luton an early lead there. Goal scorer for Manchester City was Savinho on 21 minutes. Blimey, who was that? What was the Swansea keeper doing there? Tried putting a clearance. The ball was played back to him, the keeper. He tried clearing it. Didn't get it even to the end of the penalty area. He just hit the Luton player. Luton player put it in. Easy goal. Not a good start for Swansea. Later on today as well, we will be uploading the video from last night of the betting shop, all the horse racing results from yesterday. No luck with our accumulator. I think we had one or two horses placed in it, but no cigar. We've got an accumulator on the go for today as well, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of better luck with that one. Just looking at the bottom down here on there has been a goal. There has been a goal. Tottenham Hotspur taking the lead against Wolves. Goal scorer to follow on that one. I think I had that on my coupon. I think I put it down as a draw. It's gone down as a goal to Tottenham 0, Wolves 1. Yeah, I did. I had that as a draw. Apologies if I said Tottenham 1. It's not. Tottenham 0, Wolves 1. Goal scorer to follow, like I say. I won't be surprised if it is Kuna. They're not going to keep hold of him, are they, in the transfer window, that's for sure. He's going to be gone. Don't forget as well, live chat is open. Feel free. Feel free to use it. Let us know what your thoughts are. What your thoughts are this afternoon. How is your team doing? It was Hee Chan Hwang for Wolves on 7 minutes. So Tottenham's inconsistency continues. It's still Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 0. The Goodison faithful will be hoping for 3 points. They're becoming a little bit of draw specialist, aren't they, at the minute, Everton? I've got a feeling that game, Tottenham and Wolves, is going to finish all level. Fleetwood 1, Harrogate have just equalised 1. We'll get that goal scorer for you shortly. We did intend doing a stream yesterday for all of the non-league football that was on. But Christmas being what Christmas is, it was Josh March on 8 minutes getting Harrogate's equaliser. Yeah, Christmas being what Christmas is, lots of family around, and yeah, it ended up being too busy to do a stream. Then the drink started to flow. A potent mix of whiskey and Fireball. And there's no way I could have done a video or a stream last night. Not a cat in hell's chance, as the saying goes. Woke up this morning, though. I think I was in bed by 8 o'clock, something like that. Woke up this morning, fully refreshed and ready to go. So worked this morning, and then, yeah, live stream this afternoon. MK Dons 1, Crew Alexandra 0. Goal scorer to follow as soon as Sky catch up. Crazy, isn't it? We're actually in front of Sky and we've got the delay of using OBS software. Then it goes through to YouTube. And yet we're still in front of Sky. Joe White it was on 9 minutes. MK Dons 1, Crew 0. Big games today in the Championship, isn't it? Plymouth Argyle away at Oxford United. That is a big game. Oxford getting that good result the other day on Boxing Day. And Empire Maker isn't going to be happy with that. Tranmere 0, Barrow 1. I just want to have a look at this live standings in the Championship. Shut up! Bloody Jack Russells. There's nobody here. And it is, as it stands, Plymouth are still at the bottom. Hull now are in 23rd place because Cardiff are currently winning away at Watford. And that puts Cardiff level on points with Portsmouth. Portsmouth are currently drawing 0-0 with Bristol City. So it's getting tight at the bottom there, you know. Plymouth, as things stand now, it was Jordan Turnbull, an 11th minute own goal, making it Tranmere 0, Barrow 1. If you look in the Championship now, at the bottom, you've got Plymouth very bottom on 19 points, but Stoke in 19th, funnily enough, are only on 23 points. So it is 2 or 3 good wins for these teams who are in the bottom 3. Hull, Cardiff, Oxford had the one victory and it took them out of the bottom 3 and they're in 20th position. So Tottenham have just equalised, by the way, against Wolves. Bentancur on 12 minutes. He's served his suspension now, hasn't he? For what they called a racial slur he made against his teammate, Son. I don't think Son was overly bothered, but from what I read anyway, but they've got to be seen to be doing the politically correct thing these days. I mean, when you think of the banter that must go on in them changing rooms and around around the football field and around the whole football scene, blimey. If people started getting a ban for every unpolitically correct thing that was said, you'd be struggling to put 11 players on a field. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's all going wrong for Wayne Rooney. Oxford United 1, Plymouth Argyle 0. Kieran Brown on 14 minutes, giving the home side the lead. And believe it or not, because of that, Oxford now move up into 19th place in the league. They've gone above Stoke. They're above Portsmouth. How are the Plymouth Argyle players going to respond to this? Because if past history has anything to go by, Wayne Rooney cannot get a song out of these players. It's going from bad to worse. Argyle's losing against Oxford. She was yapping down at the bottom. Huddersfield 0, Burton 1. Exeter 0, Crawley 1. And in the Premiership, Crystal Palace 0, Southampton 1. Kamara on 15 minutes, giving Crawley the lead at Exeter. Charlie Webster on 13 minutes, scoring Burton's goal away at Huddersfield. And Bristol City, they've taken the lead against Portsmouth. So it's not looking good for Portsmouth now. They're going to be getting dragged into a relegation battle, it would appear. Just watching this goal now for Oxford United. It was a cross from the right-hand side. A good header, actually. It was a good header. Keeper had no chance. And Brown used his strength there, really. The defender couldn't get to the ball. Guided it past the keeper to his right-hand side. Oxford 1, Plymouth 0. It was Tyler Dibbling on 14 minutes, giving Southampton the lead away at Crystal Palace. But up in Scotland, Motherwell 1, Rangers 0. Celtic will be rubbing their hands with... everybody's falling off the chase. Aberdeen are just having shocking... Sorry about that. I don't know why that's going off. Very bizarre. It was a nice one. Somebody left the phone and headphones there, so hopefully YouTube won't pick me up on that. Everton, they've gone behind against Nottingham Forest. It is, blimey, Motherwell's goal was scored by Apostolos Stamatelopoulos. I didn't do bad with that, actually. Making it Motherwell 1, Rangers 0. It's half-time, Leicester 0, Man City 1. And it was Chris Wood on 15 minutes giving Nottingham Forest a lead at Everton. Is VAR going to be getting involved with this goal at Everton? I don't think so. So it looks like it is going to stand. A good start for Nottingham Forest. It is Reading 1, Mansfield 0. Goal scorer to follow. Players are coming off at half-time in the match between Leicester and Man City, and it doesn't look like Erling Haaland's got much of a sweat on. So, in fact, it doesn't really like too many of the players who've got a sweat on. Try and find that goal scorer for you for Reading. It was, Kamara, 18 minutes. Just watching that goal for Motherwell. It was a good finish, actually. All over the top, put it past the keeper from the edge of the penalty area. Yeah, confirmation. Mamadi Camara on 17 minutes. I'm afraid just going to have to go on to the door. I will be back in one. We're back, right. Let's get this camera back on. How are we doing? Line it up. We've not missed anything while we've been away anyway. The last goal that was scored was Reading. It was for Reading, making it Reading 1, Mansfield 0. Kamara. Over in Italy, Serie A, it's still Napoli 0, Venezia 0. 66 minutes gone in that match. Half time over here in the Premier League, it is Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. Rest of the games in the Premier League: Crystal Palace 0, Southampton 1, Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 0, Bournemouth 0, and Tottenham 1, Wolves 1. Wolves taking the lead in that match on the 7th minute through Hwang Hee-chan. Didn't last long though. 5 minutes later, Bentancur making it 1-1 with an assist from Porro. Manchester City's goal scorer was Savinho on 21 minutes. It's not getting any better. for Wayne Rooney. They've not conceded Plymouth, but from what I've seen so far, Oxford are settling in with this 1-goal lead. That was a goal on... That was a goal on 14 minutes from Brown. Currently 24 minutes gone in that game. Not a lot of goals going in at the minute now. It's all gone pretty quiet. Let's have a look at the bottom of the Championship. Plymouth still there, obviously. And it is now. And Portsmouth, as things stand now, they are one above Plymouth Argyle. They sit in 23rd place on 20 points. Hull are on 20 points, but they've got a better goal difference. Obviously, it could all change by the end of play today, but at the minute, Oxford are climbing up that table. It's a funny old game, football, isn't it? How things change around so quickly. Up in Scotland, it's still Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0. Have a look at the Premiership standings, live standings. Liverpool have got a comfortable lead at the top, haven't they? As it stands, Nottingham Forest are in second place on 37 points. Manchester City move into 5th currently on 31 points. But they're 11 points behind Liverpool, and Liverpool have got 2 games in hand. Manchester United, they don't play till tomorrow. They're sitting 14th on 22 points. 4 defeats and a victory from the last 5 games, and the victory came against Manchester City. Blimey, I mean, you wouldn't have expected them to win that game. And the manner that they won it in, it wasn't what you'd call a convincing victory, would it? You know, it wouldn't have been called a convincing victory. They lost to Arsenal 2-0. Lost 3-2 to Nottingham Forest. Won against City. Got battered 3-0 by Bournemouth. Got battered 2-0 by Wolves. You know, when you look at the teams who are below them, you've got Everton, who are now in 15th place, just one below Manchester United. United have got a 5-point cushion there. Is it conceivable that United are in a relegation battle this season, like Amrim said? You know, he's talking about survival as opposed to pushing on to a European place. I think he might be right as well. It is Cheltenham 0, Notts County 1. Notts County have just equalised. It was Jetta with the goal on 26 minutes. Stubbs putting Cheltenham in the lead early on 4 minutes with an assist from Thomas. And Hibernian have taken the lead against Kilmarnock. That was Triantis on 25 minutes. Putting Hibs 1-0 up. It's not going to be long, is it, before the FA Cup starts, you know, FA Cup proper. But yeah, very few goals around today. You know, in English League One, it is currently Birmingham 0, Blackpool 0, Bolton 0, Lincoln 0, Exeter 0, Crawley 1, Huddersfield 0, Burton 1, Leyton Orient and Cambridge 0-0, Peterborough Barnsley 0-0, Reading 1, Mansfield 0. Then you've got Shrewsbury Northampton, Stevenage Bristol Rovers, Wigan away at Wrexham, all 0-0. Blimey, that's just changed at last. Grimsby have taken the lead against Port Vale. It's Grimsby 1, Port Vale 0. With a goal from... I'll tell you in a second, it's not come through yet. It was from McJanet. Grimsby 1, Port Vale 0, McJanet on 29 minutes. And St Mirren 0, Dundee FC 1. That was Simon Murray on 29 minutes. St Mirren's currently sitting 6th, having won the last 3. Dundee, they're sitting 8th, having lost the last 3. But as things stand, Dundee take the lead. Still, Watford 0, Cardiff 1. Cardiff taking an early lead there. Against Watford, I think it was the first minute goal, second minute they've got it down as. Robinson, good shot it was from the edge of the box to the keeper's left. No chance for the keeper. Celtic have just taken the lead against St Johnstone. Celtic 1, St Johnstone 0. And we've just had an equalising goal there. VAR in progress. It was Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 1, but the Palace goal is under review. The goal for Celtic came on 30 minutes. And it was from Nicholas Kuhn. Just looking back at that Grimsby game, I don't know what had gone on. It was Shalabar on 31 minutes for Palace. It does look like it's going to stand. Bristol City 2, Portsmouth 0. Things going from bad to worse for Portsmouth. It was Anis Mehmeti on 32 minutes, doubling Bristol City's lead there. Yeah, that game we just looked at, Grimsby, I just want to go back to it. I'm not sure what's happened. No, it wasn't the Grimsby game. Must have been the one before that. Was it up in Scotland? That Dundee? Yeah, it was. It was St Mirren 0, Dundee FC 1. They've made 2 substitutions already in that first half, Dundee, so I don't know if that's due to injury or if it's tactical. But either way, it's working, because they've got a 1-0 lead currently. Both of them, substitutes were made on 22 minutes as well. Leyton Orient 1, Cambridge United 0. Goal scorer to follow. It was Oliver O'Neill on 32 minutes, making it Leyton Orient 1, Cambridge United 0. Leyton Orient are mid-table currently. They're sitting in 11th place on 31 points now. And obviously that could change. But Cambridge, they're down in 22nd place in that relegation battle. Just Shrewsbury and Burton below them at the moment. Quick shout out, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. Stevenage 1, Bristol Rovers 0. That was List on 35 minutes, giving Stevenage the lead. 2 yellow cards in that first half so far for Bristol Rovers also. And it's now, oh blimey, Bristol City 3, Portsmouth 0. Rob Dickey on 35 minutes, rubbing Portsmouth's nose in it. And Motherwell have doubled their lead against Rangers. It was Maswan Hisse. Good old Scottish name there. Tawanda Maswan Hisse. Or Heath. On 35 minutes. Either way, it's Motherwell 2, Rangers 0. Exeter have equalised against Crawley. It's now 1-1 there. And Tranmere have equalised against Barrow. That's 1-1. Amari Patrick with a 35-minute penalty. That'll have Empire Maker jumping up and down. Tranmere's biggest fan he is. Exeter 1, Crawley 1. It was Ali for Exeter on 35 minutes, getting everything back level there. He's been banging a few in lately, has Ali. Bradford 0, Chesterfield 1. Just looking at that Maswan Hisse goal for Motherwell. Lovely finish. Side foots it past the keepers to the keeper to his left hand side. No chance for the keeper there. There's a lot of early substitutions taking place in games around the UK today. Just waiting to... Oh, there we are. Dobra on 35 minutes, giving Chesterfield the lead against Bradford. Bradford City, they've had 3 yellow cards in the first half, and that's about it for Bradford City. There's been a goal over in Europe in the Serie A. It is now Napoli 1, Venezia 0. In that game as well, 79 minutes gone so far, 78 minutes. Napoli take the lead. Lukaku missed a penalty in that match for Napoli on 37 minutes. But it looks like they're going to get away with it, should things stay as they are. Bolton Wanderers have taken the lead against Lincoln. Aaron Collins on 36 minutes, giving Bolton the lead. Took the lead the other day against, was it Barnsley? 2 late goals from Barnsley though, leaving Bolton with a defeat. So they'll be hoping to make up for that today, that's for sure. And Swansea have equalised against Luton, making it 1-1. And Watford have equalised against Cardiff, making that game 1-1. It was Gonzalo Baptista Franco for Swansea. Scrambled goal, really. From what I've seen so far, though, they've been it's been coming, that goal. Swansea 1, Luton 1. And Watford's goal scorer was Georgi Chakvedadze on 38 minutes, levelling things up there. Let's have a look and see how that affects the bottom of the Championship. Plymouth Argyle still losing at Oxford by 1-0. Just looking at this Watford goal here, cross came in from the right-hand side. Striker missed it. And at the back post, Chakford he was unmarked really, took one touch and slotted it past the keeper. Who were defending that from Cardiff? So back into the Championship standings. Cardiff now move back below Portsmouth. And Hull move out of the bottom three. Hull currently drawing 0-0 with Blackburn. Do you know the other thing that Plymouth's goal difference, it just gets worse and worse. -28 now. Cheltenham 1, Notts County 2 now. Josh Martin on 39 minutes, giving Notts County the lead. And Colchester 0, Doncaster 1. "40 minutes gone in that match." Give you the goal scorer in a second. It was Jay Gibson for Doncaster. And it's now St Mirren 1, Dundee 1. Toyoshi Olusanya on 40 minutes, getting St Mirren back on level terms. In the Premiership, it is Fulham 1, Bournemouth 0. You can see down there. Make sure who the goal scorer is there. And blimey, Watford 1, Cardiff 2. Cardiff are fighting hard today. They do not want to be in that bottom three. Fulham's goal scorer was Raul Jimenez on 40 minutes. Fulham 1, Bournemouth 0. And it's now Exeter 1, Crawley 3. I don't know what's going on with Exeter. They're so inconsistent. It was that man Robinson again for Cardiff. He scored on 2 minutes, making it 1-0 to Cardiff. Then Chekford has just equalised on 38 minutes. 4 minutes later, that man Robinson giving Cardiff the lead again. It was Tola Shawunmi on 42 minutes for Crawley, making it Exeter 1, Crawley 3. And with that Cardiff goal from Robinson, that moves Cardiff out of the bottom three again. Drops Hull back into the bottom three. Crazy, crazy. Just having a look at the standings in League One. Crawley will move out of the bottom. In fact, Tottenham just missed a penalty there as well. It remains 1-1. Hwang on 7 minutes giving Wolves the lead. Bentancur on 12 minutes getting Tottenham back on level terms. Tottenham just missed a penalty. Yeah, Crawley, they move out of the bottom four now. They sit in 19th place. Exeter, they've last 5 games, they've drawn, lost, and then won the last 2, beating Burton and Bristol Rovers. But they're behind today, losing 3-1 at home to Crawley. Bradford City 1, Chesterfield 1. Bobby Poynton on 42 minutes, getting Bradford back on level terms. It was Son Heung-min missing the penalty for Tottenham. Last couple of minutes now over in Serie A in Italy. It's still Napoli 1, Venezia 0. Yeah, in the Fulham match for a bad tackle, I think that is. Possible red card. And I don't know what's going on at St James's. It's Exeter 1, Crawley 4 now. Junior Kiturner on 1 minute into added on time at the end of the first half makes it Exeter 1, Crawley 4. Exeter capitulating there. Reading 1, Mansfield 1. Mansfield just getting an equaliser before half time. Just watching Cardiff's second goal there. Oh, it was a lovely pass. Ball played into the penalty area down the right-hand side. I'm not sure who the player was. I thought he was going to shoot, but he didn't. And he played it across it, sort of in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard area to Robinson, and he just side-footed it in. Lovely goal there from Cardiff. Just trying to find out who got the equaliser for Mansfield. It was Evans in the 46th minute. Lots of half times coming in now. Up in the Scottish Premiership, half time still Celtic 1, St Johnstone 0. Was there a red card in that Everton game? No, it's not. He's got away with one there. He was booked Tarkowski in the first half. He's just got away with one there. Went through the player to get to the ball through the back of Chris Woods. Should have been a yellow card. It's not been given though. And just before half time in the Premiership, it is Tottenham 2, Wolves 1, Brennan Johnson 3 minutes into stoppage time. Yeah, that goal will stand. No need for VAR or anything like that. Lots of half-time scores coming in now. 2 minutes of added on time being played in Serie A. Still Napoli 1, Venezia 0. Now, so let's have a quick flick over and have a watch of, see if we can see Man City while it's half time. If you've never seen it before, The Sound of Music's on BBC One. And if you've never seen that film before, what planet have you been living on? And here we are, Manchester City. Leicester in possession here, just playing it about at the back. City would have hoped, after that early goal, I think it was on 21, was it on 21 minutes, Savino, they'd have hoped to have moved on and maybe got another one, if not two under the belt. Because at 1-0, you're always vulnerable to a silly tackle, aren't you, or a great free kick or something like that. City going to make a substitution here in a minute. I'm not sure who that was, who was coming on. That wasn't a face that I recognised, I've got to say. Leicester playing it around nicely on the attack here. Vardy in the penalty area down the right hand side. Puts a cross in too high. Too much on it. Managed to keep it in play there. Foden's on it quickly. Lewis. That'll be a free kick. Oh, Canusi's got a yellow card there. He slid into the tackle. Then his follow through took him into, I think it was Lewis. Referee couldn't wait to get his card out there. It was a little bit unlucky. He just couldn't stop himself sliding on the pitch, and that is a yellow card. Who were that there from Vardy? He'd have probably been better having a shot from an acute angle, because that cross was awful. Yeah, I don't know who this is coming on for City. Apologies. Foden's coming off. It is James McAtee. I think he's a lone player, isn't he? Do you know, City, I've just turned over now while we're on half time. And where they normally dominate in midfield and play the ball around teams and then they just bully teams to death, a la Barcelona, it's not happening anymore. And all of this has changed since the injury to Rodri earlier in the season. As soon as he was out of that midfield, City look a totally different team. Over in Serie A, it has finished now. Napoli 1, Venezia 0. That's the final result. Lukaku missing a penalty, I think it was in the first half there. But as it turns out, it hasn't cost Napoli, and they take all 3 points there. Just have a look at the standings. 37 minutes it was, Lukaku missing that penalty. Napoli, they remain in second place, joint top with Atalanta, both on 41 points. Both played 18 games as well. As for Venezia, on 19 points, they sit one off the... 19th place. They sit one off the bottom with 13 points. Cross comes in there. Oh my word, how's he not put that in? A cross came in from the left-hand side there, and Vardy from 6 yards out, he's tried to side foot volley it from about waist height. Why didn't he just head it instead of trying to volley it? He's now trying ripping the netting off in frustration. Oh, that should have been 1-1. I mean, the keeper's not stopping that if he gets any decent contact on it. Poor that from Vardy. You'd expect better from him. It was a little bit higher than I thought, but because it was higher, he tried volleying it. If he'd have just... It's easy sat in a chair, isn't it? But it would have been much easier, I'm sure, if he could have tried to get his head on it. But from what I've seen so far, we're just starting to say that it looks like it's all Leicester at the minute. Lovely move there from Leicester, and it was a lovely cross into the box. He will be having nightmares about that tonight, Vardy, if they don't get anything from this game. Probably won't, actually, with his experience, but it'll be playing on his mind. Manchester City are going to make a substitution. Kyle Walker's going to be coming on. And it looks like Akanji's going to be coming off. Is it Akanji coming off? He walked over to the sideline. Now he's having a word with Pep Guardiola. Yeah, now he is coming off. Not sure if that's an injury or not. Just looking at Kyle Walker's socks. They're halfway up his thighs. When did that become a thing? It was a few years ago now, wasn't it? But I don't know what the thinking is behind it. It's not like they're playing on pitches where it's full of stones and gravel like we played on in the past. Walker's just gone on. He's had a word with Lewis. So whether Lewis is going more central and Walker will move over to the right, are they going to go with a back? No, still lining up with a back four. Lewis over to the left-hand side now. Fans getting frustrated with City's keeper, taking his time there. Can't believe on my coupon, I've just had a look at it now, I had Exeter for a win against Crawley. How wrong could you have been? Shocking. Almost as bad as having Plymouth Argyle to draw away at Coventry on Boxing Day. Leicester again trying to get in down this left-hand side here, cleared by Kyle Walker. But City do not look dominant in this game at all. Players being brought back for an offside there. Kovacic plays it to Guardiola. Out to Silva on that left-hand side. City are in possession, but were they playing the ball around as they do in both teams to death? They're doing it on the edge of their own penalty area. Silva trying to come down that left-hand side. No room, though. He's come back into his own half there. Guardiola's just been chipped by Vardy. Vardy waves his fingers or say, referee dived. Referee disagrees. 5:15 kickoff today. West Ham playing Liverpool. Tomorrow night, Manchester United, they play Newcastle. Blimey. Newcastle will be rubbing their hands coming to Old Trafford the way United are playing. That game could be anything. I mean, Newcastle are inconsistent as well. We United are consistently crap. Newcastle United can be anything from crap to genius. Rakitic on that right-hand side, plays it inside to Kevin De Bruyne. Savinho, edge of the box, plays one into Haaland, puts it past the keeper, heads it to his keeper's right-hand side from about 5 yards out. Nothing the keeper could do about that. And that makes it Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. It was a lovely pass from Savinho, picked out Haaland. McAtee, nice run down that right-hand side. He's just come on as a substitute. Kevin De Bruyne plays the ball to Savinho, edge of the box down the left-hand side. Acres of space. Acres of space. I think it was Cody who played everybody on as well. He was about 5 or 6 yards behind everybody else. Good finish there from Haaland. Nothing the keeper could do about it. Got a good jump in. Unchallenged. Powerful header. Is he looking a bit plump there, Haaland? He looks like he's lost a bit of weight from all of these photos I've seen of him where he's supposed to have been eating a lot of humble pie or something. Just shows though, doesn't it? Leicester missed that golden opportunity by Jamie Vardy. If you'd have wanted anybody, if Leicester would have wanted anybody to have that chance, you would have said, yeah, Jamie Vardy. Leicester on the attack again down this left-hand side. Cross comes in, headed clear. City will look to break down this right-hand side with De Bruyne. Long ball over the top there to Haaland. He's just too strong for the defender. Puts his shoulder into Cody. Cody falls over, slides across the grass. The crowd are going berserk. They want a free kick, and it's like, he had a little bit of a pull at his shirt there. Then he had a little bit of a show. He was just too big. Probably was a free kick actually. Going to be a corner there for Manchester City down that left-hand side. Got these games getting underway now in this second half. Vardy on the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in. It's blocked by Lewis. Double deflection. That'll be a goal kick. So we'll see what's going on goals-wise. Early goal at the start of the second half for Barnsley. It's Peterborough 0, Barnsley 1. 47 minutes gone there. Goal scorer to follow. Almost 78 minutes gone. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. Ortega's now been given a yellow card by the referee for time wasting. Pep Guardiola's having a word with the fourth official, complaining about that yellow card. I don't know why. He'd already had one warning when the substitutions had been made, had Ortega by the referee. I thought he was going to inspect every panel on the ball there before he put it on the floor. The referee had enough. And they're showing him the yellow, rightly so. It was Hines for Barnsley, making it Peterborough 0, Barnsley 1. And Salford have taken the lead against Morecambe. Salford 1, Morecambe 0. Goal scorer to follow. Loose pass there from Leicester. Haaland was almost in there. No, Savino, he is in. Edge of the penalty area. Pulls it back to the 6-yard box. Haaland can't get a clean header on it. Can't direct it goalwards. That'll be a goal kick to Leicester. Almost the makers of their own downfall again there, Leicester. It was Lund for Salford. Salford 1, Morecambe 0. 47 minutes gone there. Leicester playing it about at the back. Trying to come down this left-hand side now, Leicester. Vardy's looking a little bit isolated up top on his own, though. Chowdhury on the right-hand side. Puts a lovely cross in, but just hits it too hard. It was into that corridor of uncertainty. Vardy gives him applause, but you've got to take a little bit of pace off that. Give anybody a chance to get a final touch. Perfect position, you know, for the cross. Just too much pace. Ross County 0, Hearts 2. Hearts responding well after their abysmal display the other day. City don't look dominant in midfield, that is for sure. But they do look a little bit more dangerous when they're breaking on Leicester. It's almost like they're inviting Leicester forward now. Bolton Wanderers have just doubled their lead against Lincoln. It's Bolton 2, Lincoln 0. And Colchester have equalised against Doncaster. Colchester 1 now, Doncaster 1. Cheltenham have equalised against Notts County. It's now Cheltenham 2, Notts County 2. City trying to play it about at the back, but I'm going to say Leicester are putting pressure on City there. Over in the Premiership, it's now Crystal Palace 2, Southampton 1. That was Eze. Just looking at I'm not sure what's gone on here. When you're looking at the stats over at Flashscore, it's got Southampton taking the lead on 15 minutes through Dibbling, yeah. Shalaba on 31 minutes pulling Crystal Palace level. In the second half, they've got Eze scoring on 52 minutes. That's what they've done. The description of the goal is, what a beauty. From just outside the box, Eze lashes the ball with incredible pace and power into the bottom left corner. Keeper, no chance. City breaking here again, edge of the box. McAtee puts a curler in, just had the keeper scrambling to his right. Just couldn't get enough curl on it, and it's whistled past the keeper's right-hand post. Leicester going to make a couple of substitutions here. It's now Bradford City 2, Chesterfield 1. Chesterfield had taken the lead in that game on 35 minutes through Dobra, but just 7 minutes later, Poynton equalised for Bradford City, and on the 52nd minute, Sarcevic, once of Plymouth Argyle, he has made it 2-1 to the home team now. Bradford City 2, Chesterfield 1. Bournemouth have got an equaliser against Fulham. And it's now Motherwell 2, Rangers 1. Rangers possibly getting themselves a lifeline in that game. They're losing 2-0 at half-time. But it's Igamain on 50 minutes. Making it Motherwell 2, Rangers 1. Plenty of time to go in that match. And it's now Peterborough 0, Barnsley 2. Cross comes in there from Leicester down the right-hand side. Cleared by City. Recycled though by Leicester. Poor pass. City will play it out from the back now with Kovacic. McAtee down this right-hand side. It was Keeler Dunn on 55 minutes getting that second goal for Barnsley. Peterborough 0, Barnsley 2. And it's now MK Dons 1, Crew Alexandra 1. MK Dons taking the lead on 9 minutes through White. But Crew on 56 minutes through Knight Labelle. Great name. They're back on level terms, 1-1 there. I get a feeling, despite all the huffing and puffing, this is going to finish as is. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. Yeah, they're definitely playing a different style of football, Manchester City. Rather than that patient played about. they're almost trying to break on teams now. You know, they're playing it about, but it's at the back. And then they want that long ball over the top to Haaland. Whether Pep's conceded that without Rodri, City aren't going to be capable of dominating midfield consistently like they have done for the past few years. So they're going to do it, but from a deeper position. Leicester battling hard to win the ball back, but it's just going for a throw-in on that far side. Reading have taken the lead now against Mansfield. It's Reading 2, Mansfield 1. Reading took an early lead there, well, 17 minutes from Kamara. Evans equalised for Mansfield on the stroke of half-time. But on 56 minutes, Bindon has given Reading a 2-1 lead. All feels a little bit flat today, the football, for some reason. Stevenage 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Stevenage went in 1-0 up at half-time after a goal on 34 minutes from List. Bristol Rovers had a player sent off, Lindsay, in the second half for a second yellow on the 53rd minute. Blimey, a header there from Vardy. He was going away from goal. He managed to get some power on it, and I thought it was just going to drop over the bar. It's actually hit the crossbar. I think if it had been going under the bar, the keeper would have had a hand to it. Just watching. Yeah, it came off the top of the crossbar. And it was Roberts on 54 minutes getting Stevenage's second. Sorry about that. Stevenage 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Yeah, it seems a little bit flat today. Whether it's my mood or I don't know. It just seems a little bit flat. Celtic have just doubled their lead against St Johnstone. Celtic 2, St Johnstone 0. Almost 90 minutes gone, and Ruud van Nistelrooy decides to make a change. Mavididi's gone off, and Alves has come on. Who scored Celtic's second goal? They took the lead on 30 minutes through Kuhn. And on 59 minutes, they've doubled the lead through Furuhashi. So the league's done, isn't it? It's a shame that's the problem with the Scottish League, isn't it? There really isn't much competition to Celtic at the minute. Shrewsbury 1, Northampton Town 0. 60 minutes gone there. Pierre with the goal. And it gets worse if you're a Plymouth Argyle fan or a Wayne Rooney fan. Oxford United 2, Plymouth Argyle 0. It was Oxford took an early lead on 14 minutes through Brown with an assist from Goodrum, and 1-0 at half time. It was 61st minute. Placheta, he's made it 2-0 to Oxford United. Plymouth Argyle rooted to the bottom of the Championship. Where does the next win come from? I don't know, but they need to get it fast. They've been on an absolutely appalling run. Just look at Plymouth Argyle's last 5 matches they've played. They lost 4-0 against Bristol City. They lost 2-1 against Swansea. They lost 2-0 against Sheffield United. They managed to get a draw with Middlesbrough. That was a 3-all draw. What a game that was. And they got battered 4-0 by Coventry. And they're now losing 2-0 to Oxford United. And Oxford United are up above Stoke now because of the goal difference. In fact, they're not. It's because it's on points, actually. Stoke are in 20th on 23 points. Oxford United are in 19th on 24 points. Just shows what 2 wins can do for you. The comeback's on if you're an Exeter City fan. Maybe not, but they have pulled one back against Crawley. It is now Exeter City 2, Crawley 4. It was Harper on 60 minutes pulling one back there for Exeter. It is now Cheltenham 2, Notts County 3. We have had a goal in the Premiership. We'll get there in a second. It is Abbott on 58 minutes, making it Cheltenham 2, Notts County 3. Wrexham have taken the lead against Wigan. It is Barnett on 60 minutes giving Wrexham a 1-0 lead. And in the Premiership, if you're an Everton fan, it gets worse. Wood on 15 minutes give Nottingham Forest a lead. And Morgan Gibbs-White on 61 minutes has doubled that lead. Shrewsbury 1, Northampton 1. Northampton with an equaliser from McGeehan on 63 minutes. Pierre gave Shrewsbury the lead on 60 minutes, but it's lasted just 3 minutes. All square now. Shrewsbury 1, Northampton 1. And Celtic, they've got a third. Celtic 3, St Johnstone 0. Ruben Nistelrooy and Guardiola, they're having a very nice chat on the halfway line. That'll be the end of the match there. The referee blows his whistle. It does finish Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. He won't be happy, Jamie Vardy, tonight after he missed what is for him is a sitter from about 5 yards out. Should have probably gone with his head. Instead he went for his foot and he put it over the crossbar. It would have been a good clearance, actually. It is Celtic's goal scorer on 64 minutes was Furuhashi. He's got a brace for the day. Celtic 3, St Johnstone 0. It just cements City's place at the top of the league, doesn't it? And it's now Cheltenham 3, Notts County 3. Colwill on 60 minutes, getting Cheltenham back on level terms there. Loads of goals going in. It started off with Cheltenham taking the lead on 4 minutes through Stubbs. Then Notts County with 2 goals in the first half. Jatta and Martin made it 2-1 to Notts County at half-time. In the second half, on 47 minutes, Bowman levelled things up for Cheltenham before Abbott on 58 minutes made it 3-2 to Notts County. Just 2 minutes later, though, Colwell, he's got all things level, and you won't believe it. It is That was on 60 minutes. On 62 minutes now, Notts County have taken the lead again. Daniel Armstrong's been sent off for Kilmarnock. Joseph Johnson, he's been sent off for Luton, both of them for second bookable offences. Do you know this Cheltenham and Notts County game? Currently now Cheltenham 3, Notts County 4. Keep up, because since the 47th minute, there's been 4 goals. There's been one on the 47th minute, one on the 58th minute, one on the 60th minute, one on the 62nd minute. They go in at, it's almost every restart there's a goal. And it looked like the comeback was on for Rangers, Motherwell have just scored again. That makes it Motherwell 3, Rangers 1. And it was Watt with Motherwell's third. Bolton Wanderers, they're having a good day. They're now leading Lincoln by 3-0. Collins got the first goal for Bolton on the 36th minute. Stayed that way till half time. In the second half, Mateta made it 2-0 for Bolton. And on the 67th minute, somebody has made it 3-0 to Bolton. I'm just waiting for the goal scorer coming through. And also in that game, Lincoln are down to 10 men as well. Happen got a second yellow just before half time. It was Matete again for Bolton Wanderers, so he's got a brace for the day. And yeah, Lincoln down to 10 men as well. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 2 now. Dundee FC 2. Simon Murray putting Dundee back in the lead. They took a lead in the first half. St Mirren pulled level. But now Dundee have taken the lead through Murray on 66 minutes. Just wondering if that third goal is going to stand. It's not going to stand. It's just come through now, so it remains Motherwell 2, Rangers 1. So that goal has been ruled out for whatever reason up in Scotland. So there is a possibility that Rangers could get something from this game. Yeah, it's just been score correction. It was disallowed for offside by VAR. So it stays Motherwell 2, Rangers 1. Over at the Swansea.com stadium, it's still Swansea 1, Luton 1. Luton took the lead on 5 minutes through Morrison. Franco on 38 minutes levelled things up, and Johnson for Luton, he got sent off on 68 minutes. But it's still 1-1. Still Tranmere 1, Barrow 1. Patrick drawing level with a 35th minute penalty for Tranmere. Just noticed that's orange. It doesn't look orange, does it, on the... looks more like lime. Can I show you it is orange though? It's all quiet from around the grounds. No goals going in. Nobody's getting sent off. West Ham team to play Liverpool, Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Kufal, Kilman, Mavropanos, Emerson, Alvarez, Sola, Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen. If you're having a bet, the subs are Fodringham, Creswell, Somerville, Fulkrug, Gillam, Ings, Taribo, Irving and Scowls. Not seeing what Liverpool's lineup's going to be. Blimey. So now, Motherwell had that goal ruled out for offside. And what happens? Rangers have gone and equalised on the 68th minute through Igamain. It's now Motherwell 2, Rangers 2. And it's also Leyton Orient 2, Cambridge 0. Jamie Donnelly on 70 minutes, doubling Leyton Orient's lead there. Peterborough have pulled one back against Barnsley. Barnsley 2 goals up in the second half through Pines on 47 minutes and Keeler Dunn on 55 minutes. But Peterborough have just scored a penalty, making it Peterborough 1, Barnsley 2. I'm not sure who the goal scorer was. It'll come through any second. It was Malik Mothersill. So, possibly giving Peterborough a lifeline there. Celtic are running rampant now. Up in Scotland, Celtic 4, St Johnstone 0. Maeda on 73 minutes with Celtic's 4th. Still Stoke 0, Sunderland 0. Coventry 0, Millwall 0. Blackburn 0, Hull 0. Quite a few 0-0s around in the English football today. Birmingham 0, Blackpool 0. Fulham have just taken the lead against Bournemouth. That was Wilson, I think. 72 minutes gone there. Jimenez on 40 minutes giving Fulham the lead. In the second half, Ivan Nilsson on 51 minutes getting the equaliser. But Wilson on 72 minutes, he's given Fulham the lead. Just watching that equalising goal from Rangers. It's played into the penalty area down that left-hand side. Turns nicely, right-footed shot. Keeper dives to his left. Defender tries to get the ball as well. It goes between the two. And that is an equaliser for Rangers. Well, blimey, I wasn't expecting that either. Blackburn 0, Hull City 1. This is a big goal, this. 77 minutes. It was Hull down the right-hand side there, a little back heel to the edge of the box. Poor defending from Blackburn. And Ryan Longman really composed at the back post about 6 yards out, took a touch and just slotted it in. I don't know where the fullback was there for Blackburn, but he wasn't doing his job. Now, how does that change the standings in the Championship? Let's have a look. So Blackburn, they're currently sitting in 5th on 38 points. But that moves Hull. That moves Hull out of the bottom 3 now. And Cardiff, despite winning currently 2-1 away at Watford, that drops Cardiff back into the bottom 3. It's as exciting at the bottom as it is at the top in the Championship. And Walsall, who were going great guns, aren't they? They've just taken the lead as well against Newport. Low on 73 minutes, making it Walsall 1, Newport 0. Walsall, they're cruising clear at the top. They currently sit on 49 points, having won at the minute the last 5 and then today. And yeah, they're on 49 points. Notts County, they're in the middle of a great game today currently with Cheltenham. Currently Cheltenham 3, Notts County 4. They're on 32nd, in second with 37 points. Both played the same games as well. So it looks like Walsall, unless the wheels absolutely come off, they're going to be going up this season, whether it's as champions. It looks like it will be. Excuse me. Hiccups. Still Oxford 2, Plymouth Argyle 0, Brown on 14 minutes and Plachetta on 61 minutes. Plymouth have only got 2 points on the road this season. So Gary Rowett taking over at Oxford, it's done the trick, hasn't it? They're going to win today against Plymouth. Pretty sure of that. Jordan Gibson, Doncaster, 80 minutes. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off for a second bookable offence. Grimsby have doubled their lead now at home against Port Vale. McJanet on 29 minutes gave Grimsby a 1-0 lead. And on 81 minutes... goal scorer to follow. Harley Mills for Peterborough. He's been sent off on 81 minutes. Serious foul play. Just waiting for the second goal scorer to come up for Grimsby. It was Douglas Tham. Made it Grimsby 2, Port Vale 0. Just in case you missed it earlier, it was a 2:30 kick-off. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. From what I watched of the game, City are not as dominant as they were, though. And it was in the midfield battle, from what I saw, it was pretty even Steven, if anything. Leicester probably edged it a little bit. Wrexham won, Wigan won now. Wigan with an equaliser there. Wrexham took the lead on 60 minutes through Barnett. Wigan on 80 minutes, back on level terms. And the man with the goal is... The man with the goal is... We'll tell you as soon as we get them details. Joe Hugill on 75 minutes, getting Wigan back on level terms. Love to have been at that game today. Cheltenham and Notts County. 79 minutes gone. There's been 7 goals in that game so far. It's still Cheltenham 3, Notts County 4. Oh, that should have been a penalty there for Watford. Player comes in and they almost went for the ball at the same time. But the Cardiff player got the Watford player's leg. Has it been given as a penalty? Has it been given as a penalty? No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. So it remains Watford 1, Cardiff 2. And if you're an Exeter City fan, they've just pulled another one back against Crawley. They were getting a little bit of a spanking early on there, where Exeter. Kamara opened the scoring for Crawley on 15 minutes. Ali, who's been in good form of late, on 35 minutes, got Exeter back on level terms on 35 minutes. But then on 37 minutes, 42 minutes, and 1 minute in into added on time at the end of the first half, it was just a crazy 4 minutes where Crawley scored 3 goals. Swan, Shawumney and Turner. You wouldn't have thought at half time Crawley would have gone in 4-1 to the good, but they did. But in this second half, on 60 minutes, Harper pulled one back for Exeter, and on 82 minutes it's now Exeter 3, Crawley 4. The goal scorer was Ryan Woods on 82 minutes. So that's another goal fest. Luton are still hanging on against Swansea, currently 1-1. Luton down to 10 men though. It's now Ross County 0, Hearts 3. So Hearts, after a poor performance. Hearts, yeah, after a poor performance. They're sitting 10th currently. But they were awful against Hibs. I know they only lost by 1 goal. They lost 1-2, but performance wasn't good. But they're responding today. The way at Ross County. Ross County just 1 point below Hearts now. And it was Liam Boyce on 83 minutes with Hearts' third. Peterborough 1, Barnsley 3 now. John Russell on 86 minutes, getting Barnsley's third goal. So they kicked on after that. A couple of late goals against Bolton Wanderers on Boxing Day. So it looks like it's going to be 6 points from 2 games over this Christmas period so far for Barnsley. Where does that put them in the league? Quick look at the standings. Barnsley, yeah, they're pushing towards that, towards the playoff positions. They currently sit in 7th, just 1 point behind Reading. Ross County 0, Hearts 2, VAR score correction. Either way, it looks like Hearts are going to take all 3 points from that game. Do you know, I went over to Paynton earlier on today for some fish and chips with work, and the normal place I went was shut. I won't name the place where we did go, but they were absolutely cack. Absolutely cack. It wasn't even like, it looked like fish was almost something that was out of a box from Iceland or something like that. Fish and chips ain't cheap these days either. Let's have a look how my bet's doing. I don't think it's going to be doing too well because I had Crystal Palace and Southampton to draw. I had Tottenham and Wolves to draw. Everton and Forest to draw. Fulham to beat Bournemouth. They had Blackburn to beat Hull. Swansea and Luton draw. Stoke and Sunderland draw. Oxford United and Plymouth Argyle draw. When am I going to learn? Bolton to beat Lincoln. And Exeter to beat Crawley. Wolves have just scored. Wolves have just scored. He's onside as well. He is onside, so that goal will stand. Swansea have just taken the lead against 10 men Luton. It was Jorgen Strand Larsen, 87 minutes getting the equaliser for Wolves at Tottenham. Just watching this Swansea goal here, it was just looped up to the back post, headed back across goal, and Miles, Pert, Harris just headed it to the keeper's left. Nothing the keeper could do about that. So heartbreak for Luton. Swansea 2, Luton 1. Grimsby 3, Port Vale 0. Goal scorer to follow there. It was Jason Svanthorsen, 2 minutes into added on time. Wrapping things up there for Grimsby. Port Vale, they're still staying 4th though, on 37 points. Grimsby now, they're in 5th, level on points now with Port Vale, but they've got a slightly worse goal difference. And Stevenage have made it 3 against Bristol Rovers. Stevenage 3, Bristol Rovers 0. And Bournemouth have just equalised against Fulham. Stevenage 3, Bristol Rovers 0. Goal scorer to follow, Jamie Reid on 88 minutes. And it's Dango Ouattara on 89 minutes has got Bournemouth back on level terms at Fulham. Full time in the Championship, Oxford 2, Plymouth Argyle 0. I'm just wondering who's going to run out of patience first at home park, Wayne Rooney or the Board. It's finished Bristol City 3, Portsmouth 0. Better turn them sound effects off because it'll start doing our heading as all the full times come in. Late goal. A late goal. If you're a Wrexham fan, start cheering. It is Wrexham 2, Wigan 1. I've not got the goal scorer yet. It was Stephen Fletcher 1 minute into added on time, making it Wrexham 2, Wigan 1. And a late goal. Stoke 1, Sunderland 0. Plenty of yellow cards in the first half for Stoke. 2 yellow cards for Sunderland in the second half. But Tommy Cannon, 2 minutes into added on time, he's fired Stoke into the lead. Good old Tommy Cannon. From the edge of the box, what a good goal that was. And if you're a Huddersfield fan, start celebrating. You just levelled things up against Burton. It's now Huddersfield 1, Burton 1. Exeter have managed a comeback against Crawley. It's now 4-4. Oh, let's turn that off. It's doing me Sweden. It's finished Peterborough 1, Barnsley 3. It was Dimitri Mitchell, 3 minutes into added on time, getting Exeter back on level terms. And it's finished Grimsby 3, Port Vale 0. It's finished Colchester 1, Doncaster 1. League Two. It is still Cheltenham 3, Notts County 4. Crystal Palace have beaten Southampton 2-1. Thought Southampton might get a draw today, but good chance there for Sunderland towards the end. It's the final score though. Tommy Cannon does the trick. Stoke 1, Sunderland 0. And it's now Cheltenham 3, Notts County 5. So Cheltenham, they weren't able to equal Exeter's feat, and it has finished Exeter 4, Crawley 4. We'll just give it a couple of minutes and then we'll go through all of the final scores. Just watching Tommy Cannon celebrate. Just watching Southampton boss Juric there. He's looking a little bit disappointed. It was that man, Alassane Jatta, who got Notts County's 5th. Was that a hat-trick for him today? Could well have been. Check on that. Walsall have just doubled their lead against Newport. Walsall 2, Newport 0, cementing the place at the top. Not like it needs cementing. They well and truly sailing off into the sunset are Walsall. Get you the goal scorer in a second. It's finished Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 2. And Ross County have pulled one back against Hearts. Probably too little, too late, to be honest, but you never know. Hearts will be getting a little bit nervous now. Thought they'd made it 3-0 earlier on, but a goal disallowed by VAR. .97 minutes being played so far. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's still Tottenham 2, Wolves 2. It was Nathan Lowe again on the 95th minute, doubling Walsall's lead. Walsall 2, Newport 0. Empire Maker will be happy, or maybe he won't. But Tranmere 1, Barrow 1. You wouldn't want to have took that before the start of the game, but once Barrow took a lead, it took a Patrick penalty to get Tranmere back on level terms. It looks like Watford have been beaten by Cardiff. Oh my word. Oh my word. There's been a late goal in Scotland Ross County 2, Hearts 2. Blimey, it looked like it was going to be 3-0 to Hearts. And then that third goal was ruled out by VAR. Ross County pulled one back, and in the 99th minute, Jordan White has equalised for Ross County. What an absolute shocker. I was just saying in the commentary, you know, Hearts needed this result. They're in that relegation fight, which, let's be honest, they're not used to. And they played awful against Hibs, although they only got beat by 1-2. And today could have been the goal, you know, could have been the day where they get the season back on track a little bit. But it's all gone south, as the saying goes, in the latter stages of this game. And it was Jordan White on 99 minutes getting Ross County's equaliser. That will mean it's finished Bournemouth, it's Fulham 2, Bournemouth 0. Does that mean the Ross County... And it has finished. It's finished. Ross County 2, Hearts 2. Oh, my word. Does that mean the places will have flip-flopped again? It has. That means Hearts are now one off the bottom. St Johnstone sit bottom in 12th. Hearts are now 11th on 17 points. And where they had leapfrogged Ross County, all that hard work is for nothing. They're now 2 points behind Ross County, who sit in 10th. That's a stinker if you're a Hearts fan, I'm afraid. Serie A match just kicked off. Juventus hosting Fiorentina. Tottenham's... we're in the 101st minute now. There should have been 8 minutes of added on time. But it's still Tottenham 2, Wolves 2. I think Liverpool play West Ham. I think that's a 5:15 kickoff. Yeah, it's just finished now. Tottenham 0, Tottenham 2, Wolves 2. Nothing between the two at the end. Tottenham missing a penalty in that game as well. Son, I think it was, the culprit. Just finished Huddersfield 1, Burton 1. Games that are still being played in the English League One. It is currently Birmingham 0, Blackpool 0. We're in the 96th minute there. And Motherwell and Rangers are still playing. That's currently 2-2. We're in the 12th minute of added on time. Right, I think it's time we went through. Let's go through the final scores for you. Starting off with the English Premier League. Leicester. Just before we do, let's get a little bit of quiet. Let's just finish now. Motherwell 2, Rangers 2. English Premier League. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 2. Crystal Palace 2, Southampton 1. Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Fulham 2, Bournemouth 2. Tottenham 2, Wolves 2. West Ham and Liverpool, that's a 5:15 kickoff. English Championship. Norwich 1, QPR 1. Preston 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Sheffield United 1, West Brom 1. Blackburn 0, Hull 1, Bristol City 3, Portsmouth 0, Coventry 0, Millwall 0, Oxford United 2, Plymouth Argyle 0, Stoke 1, Sunderland 0, Swansea 2, Luton Town 1, Watford 1, Cardiff 2, Derby and Leeds, that's a 5:45 kick-off, and Middlesbrough Burnley, that's an 8 p.m. kick-off. English League 1, Charlton 2, Wycombe 1, Rotherham 1, Stockport County 1, Birmingham City 0, Blackpool 0, Bolton 3, Lincoln 0, Exeter 4, Crawley 4, Huddersfield 1, Burton 1, Leyton Orient 2, Cambridge United 0, Peterborough 1, Barnsley 3, Reading 2, Mansfield 1, Shrewsbury 1, Northampton 1, Stevenage 3, Bristol Rovers 0, and Wrexham 2, Wigan 1. English League 2, Bromley 1, Swindon 1, Carlisle 2, Accrington Stanley 1, Bradford City 2, Chesterfield 1, Cheltenham 3, Notts County 5, Colchester 1, Doncaster 1, Fleetwood 1, Harrogate 1, Grimsby 3, Port Vale 0, MK Dons 1, Crewe Alexandra 1, Salford 1, Morecambe 0, Tranmere 1, Barrow 1, Walsall 2, Newport 0. Moving to the Scottish Premiership, Celtic 4, St Johnstone 0, Hibernian 1, Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 2, Rangers 2, Ross County 2, Hearts 2, St Mirren 1, Dundee FC 2, and Dundee United and Aberdeen, that's a 5:15 kick-off. Moving over to Italy, in the Serie A, it finished Udinese 2, Torino 2, Napoli 1, Venezia 0. It's currently 0-0 between Juventus and Fiorentina. That game's just kicked off. It's in the 7th minute. And AC Milan versus AS Roma, that's a 7:45 kick-off later this evening. And that is all your football scores from around the UK and Europe from this afternoon. So on that note, I will say thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. We've got 3 stream supporters for today. We've got gelexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk, and removepests.co.uk. Links will be in the description to this video. If you use the promo codes 5%, 7%, and 10% respectively, you can grab yourself a bargain. So get yourselves over to their websites, and everyone's looking to save a few shekels at this time of year after an expensive Christmas. We'll be back later tonight with the horse racing results from around the UK and Ireland. We'll see how our 6-horse accumulator, which we do daily, just put 10 pence. Sometimes it's 10 pence each way. Not going to break the bank, is it? But you've got to be in it to win it. And yeah, we'll see how that did. I know it's not a winner because I've had a look at my Betfair account and it's not gone up by about 28 grand or whatever. So that's a loser. But it's not going to break the bank, like I say, and it's a bit of fun. And if your luck's in, your luck's in. So, yeah, join us for that video later on. And, like I said, thanks for joining me this afternoon. It's been my pleasure. It's been a little bit of a flat live stream, really. Not probably because there's not as many games and not as many goals going in. But it is what it is. It's been fun. kills a couple of hours, doesn't it? On that note, I'll say thanks for watching Football Special here on Catch It Live First. I'm Jimmy James. Oh, one last thing. Tonight we will have Football Special, a recap, where we'll give you all the goals, all the goal scorers, times of the goals, the cards. If you've had a bet and you want the details, join us for that one. It's a good one to have in the background if you're falling asleep as well, I've been told. So we aim to please. I'll take that as a positive and not an insult. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you later.